Wow. No way. I didn't know ivory soap can float. Oh, hey. Welcome back to Bemusing Bill. I'm Bill, the heavy metal dude, who is going to be checking out this new REN video. And it just got released a few hours ago, so I am totally psyched to watch this. And I'm sure a lot of people either have already or just starting like me and going to hang out with me and watch it together. So please leave all your remarks in the comments. So it'll be like we're all hanging out in the same room, just talking about this. I want to say a big shout out to the Ren Rabbit Hole Renegades. Thank you so much for all your love and support of my channel. You guys are awesome. I've been, keeping up on a lot of Ren threads and his money game. And, it's been really amazing. Ren is an artist that transcends music. Beyond that, there's so many musicians out there. I consider myself a musician. I've been in bands. I've played guitar, drums, bass. I've been on stage. I've written songs and published songs and for many, many years. But I consider myself a musician. And people like Ren, they don't come around that often. The Rolling Stones is a great rock and roll band. Gotta admit, great. But David Bowie is an artist. And he was an artist through and through, right to the end. And I kind of feel that with Ren. Like, this guy is just, he's a storyteller, he's a bard, he's an instrumentalist. And what a performance, what an artist, what a, uh, man, I know I'm just talking like, wow, this guy is freaking amazing. Yeah. Yeah, I've just never seen any. There's a guitar instructor. I believe he's from Canada, and he's got a YouTube channel as well. And he said something that really stuck with me, and I happen to completely agree with it. And he said after watching High Ren that we, I guess meaning all of us, have never seen anything like him before. I have to agree. That's true, at least from what I've seen so far. And I haven't seen a whole lot. So yeah, High Ren, the Tales. Unfortunately, I heard Violet's Tale first. But anyway, I did hear The Hunger, so I know the man can rap, like rap, right? So that being said, just recently watched Money Game 1 and 2. So I am caught up. And I wanted to go down, get into this Money Game 3 really badly. And here it is. So I'll be your pilot on this trip. Strap in and chill out. Grab yourself a beverage and maybe some popcorn. Let's sit down and get right into this. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. Just a little technical difficulty. I'm guessing that's Ren. I recognize the rings. Man, he is just so smooth. I mean, wow. I've been really impressed with his guitar playing, but I didn't realize how much he kicked ass on piano too, man. classic Ren, right? Only now it's a little more subdued. He's like a little bit lower in his register. But man, doesn't this remind you of Violet's Tale? I think it is, right? And even in high Ren, although that's a little bit higher and a little quicker, but it reminds me of that. It's classic Ren. Using the theme from the other money games. A different way. I think it's a little bit slower, but it's the same motif from definitely the other two money games.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly. 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man. A man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of...
You know what is interesting too is it's kind of like he's got the flow where he's using the space and just kind of walking around and telling the story. And it looks like they're in a warehouse or something. At first I was like, what are they in, like the hull of a ship with all those rivets and stuff? And now I could see it's like some kind of big warehouse. And I believe that's natural acoustics. So of course, because that's what he's really good at. And kudos to Sam. And the cinematography is unbelievable. I could just watch that alone. I mean, yeah, great use of cameras, great framing of these shots, just amazing. Anyway, sorry about the pause. Let's go back.
Council in the president's suite. Now he's 30. His daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket. "35, he gets a call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. 36, getting pissed off.
You know what a great use of an actual old style phone. I mean, that's a really old style phone. But that's an interesting choice in today's day and age. Instead of pulling out a cell phone or something. But very cool, very cool.
Stop abusing his product. 37, eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38, with a prostitute, a moment of passion, heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39, getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck, man.
Nice. Oh, look at that. So now it looks like he's got a couple of cellos, looks like a viola, and a violin. That's new and cool.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41, he wasn't walking. 42, not walking quickly. 43, never running round the pavements of his city. 44, inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves. Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him. And it's a version of she. And it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck for money and fame. Cut the music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life. The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed. Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution? Everything is subject to change. We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold will grow upon the surface and consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise. "45, Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate, with a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game."
Wow. So I was thinking at the end there, it reminded me of the end of Money Game 1, where he pours the gasoline on himself and he's got his head up like that. And in that case, the song ended with him flicking a lighter. Now this one is ending with looking like he's pulling the trigger. Ren uses themes and motives quite a bit, and man, he is right on point with all of this bullshit going on today in the world. The abhorrent, out of control greed, that 1% of the 1%, where all that money goes, unbelievable wealth, and everyone is just sort of on the wheel, rats on a wheel, you know. Uh, Ren's revolutionary and quite a thinker. You know, it just made me think. I'm waiting for Ren the musical. Wouldn't that be something like a whole like off Broadway show or something like that? Like Ren's life and his songs being told. Not that this is like a song for Ren's life, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I'm blown away. I can't even believe that was over 9 minutes. It didn't feel like it. Like High Ren, I think that was over 9 minutes too, right? But I was just captivated. I really didn't even want to pause it at times. I was just speechless in some of those parts. Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you, Ren. Thank you very much. And you renegades as well. And please leave comments and let me know what you think or which direction I should go. If there's another uh, tune you'd like me to cover, I know he does busking, and I'm only familiar with. I mean, I live in New York, so I'm familiar with busking. But I really understood it more when I started following a band called Too Many Zoos. They're out of New York, and that's how they started as well as busking in the subways and Times Square and whatnot. But I haven't seen any of Ren's busking stuff. Except for maybe a short or something like that. But I'd like to do that. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I want to thank you for coming along on the ride and hope you had a good time. And we'll do this again. Thank you. Peace.